Hey guys, okay, back again for another example on the whiteboard. We're going to do empirical formula, okay? And so the key with empirical formula is we are always going to assume that we are dealing with 100 grams. That means that we start with 27.36% of sodium. That is the same as 27.37 grams of sodium. And then what we're going to do is we're going to convert that to moles. And the way that we convert that to moles is we divide through by the molar mass. So 27.37 grams divided by the molar mass of sodium, which is 22.99 grams per mole. And that equals 1.19 moles. So what we're doing is we're converting every single one of these percentages to moles. So 1.20 grams of hydrogen, and we're going to divide that through by 1.01, and we're going to end up with 1.19 moles. And then we're going to take our carbon, which is 14.3%. We're going to convert that to grams, 100 grams, and divide through by 12 molar mass. And that is going to give us probably 1.19 moles. We're very close to it. And if you notice, even if you're like 1.2, there's going to be a small amount of differences based on how many decimal places you have. So your sig digs. So don't worry too much about them. We have bigger problems than sig digs right now. So our last one is the oxygen. We divide through by 16.00 grams per mole, because we're converting this to moles again. And when we do our division there, we end up with 3.57. Okay, now that means that if we were going to write this out, we would write out sodium, Na, 1.19, hydrogen, 1.19, carbon, 1.19, and oxygen, 3.57. But you nor I have never seen a molecular formula like this, and this is what we're trying to generate. We're trying to generate a molecular formula, or empirical formula. Empirical is the reduced form of it. So what we need to do is divide through to get whole numbers. And the only way that we can divide to get whole numbers is by looking at the lowest number and dividing through by that. So the lowest number is 1.19. So we're going to divide each one by 1.19. And that will end up giving us sodium to the 1. 1.19 divided by 1.19 is 1. H to the 1, C to the 1, and O will be very close, if not exactly, to the 1, or to the third. So we are rounding to the nearest whole number. Okay, so the process, let's go through this again. We're going to assume that we're dealing with 100 grams of solution. 100 grams of substance here. So we assume that we're dealing with 100 grams. That means every single one of those percentages, 27.37 times 100 grams, equals the same number of grams. Okay, so we are trying to find the number of moles for each one of them. And the way that you do that is you take your mass that you have, your mass, and you divide through by your molar mass. And that will always give you your moles. Okay, so there's our moles off to the side here. And you divide through by your moles, molar mass, and then you end up with a ratio of some kind, and you divide through by the lowest number to get the empirical formula.